Huge property tax reduction in New Jersey for retirees. This is huge, man. Huge. My sister lives up there in North Jersey. Just talked to a guy in Central Jersey on Saturday, he and his better half. And this is new to me. And look, I can't stand New Jersey politics. Your governor sucks, donkey kahunas. Your senators, everybody sucks in New Jersey. The political side. But New Jersey, I like living in New Jersey. We lived in South Jersey in Haddonfield. Freaking great. Libs all over the place. Camden County, libs everywhere. That didn't really bother me. The libs in Camden could bother you if you know what I'm saying. Because Camden is one town over. So you got Camden, you got Cherry Hill, and then south of Cherry Hill is Haddonfield. And you could walk to, it was great. You walk to school, you could walk to the train station, you could walk downtown. Freaking fantastic. It's expensive in terms of property tax. Someone's got to pay for all that. Because the thing about New Jersey is the schools are, at least where we live, they're localized. So they weren't these massive county schools. Fulton County High School, we don't have that here, but the same kind of thing. Like Forsyth County, north of us, they got east, west, south, and I think even north Forsyth. So they got basically 4 high schools in Forsyth County. We didn't have that in New Jersey. So Haddonfield High School, ironically enough, is the Bulldogs, and they looked identical to University of Georgia. I remember when we first moved there, I was like, why do they like UGA so much down here? It's weird. And then I recognized that it's because that's the Haddonfield Bulldogs. They're literally the exact same, red, black, with the same bulldog face. It's actually pretty funny. And my kids would have gone there, except we moved down here by that time. Anyway, and now the property tax was through the roof. It was insane. We were paying like $13,000, $14,000 a year in property taxes. What is that? Yeah, I think it was $13,000 a year or something like that. On a house that's worth like $450, you know what I'm saying? There's only 2,500 Cape Cod, 2,500 square foot Cape Cod, about, I think, a little bit more than a third of an acre. But we loved it. Our neighbors are fantastic. We all got together for 4th of July. We'd walk down to school and watch, what happens, we'd watch on the school on 4th of July. They had the big, like a big movie thing out there. And then after that, we'd all go back home and we just set off fireworks. And, I don't drink, but everyone else would be drinking. It was freaking a blast. Our next door neighbor has season tickets to Phillies. I liked it. And then the beach was just an hour and a half away. Hershey was just, an hour, maybe 2 hours away. It was great. And then the Delaware River, supposedly, I don't know if this to be true, it might be an urban legend, but supposedly the Delaware River kept some of the snow from Pennsylvania coming in, because it goes west to east in terms of the flow of air. And so because of that, we hit the Delaware River, and that would take away some of the impact of snow. We didn't get a huge amount of snow in South Jersey. Anyway, and so South Jersey, if you even go more south than New Jersey, they call that Alabama, because all the people down there are rednecks, which is great. And then they got a nuclear power plant facility. I had a couple clients down there. I had a couple clients down there in South Jersey. Dude, they're literally like going to Alabama. It's fantastic. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Moo cows, people raising chickens. And then they got Cape May. I've never been to Cape May, but that seems pretty hoity-toity. But anyway, I think that's the only Republican county is whatever Cape May is. Anyway, the problem with New Jersey is a freaking property tax. I mean, obviously, again, not talking politics, the insanity of mandating the shot. And I mean, no one forced you to do that. But I just want to be clear: no one came to your house, tied you up, and said you will take this. You know what I'm saying? No one did. I need to be clear on that. I hated it. I didn't take it. I stood against it from day one. I got banned on a couple times on YouTube, suspended for my take on this. But no one came to your house and forced you down to take that. It wasn't like Tuskegee and all that crap. I guess it kind of was in a way where you volunteered. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they gave you an incentive. De Blasio, your French fries, it's Krispy Kreme. You get a freaking snack if you take the whole thing. So it was so stupid. I can't believe people fell for it. It was so dumb. Anyway, and do they mandate masks in New Jersey? Probably, but kind of they did here too. I mean, it wasn't the state, it's the local stores. If you want to go to Costco, you had to wear your stupid mask. If you want to go to Walmart, you had to wear your stupid mask. It was all stupid, but at some point, you're like, all right, I need something more than I need to make a stand, and it was what it was. And no, my sister's kids are in New Jersey, and there's still people mandating the masks. In the summertime for children's camps. it's a state that's run by idiots, man. There's no other way around. The people there aren't all idiotic, but there are a lot of idiots in New Jersey. And sadly, just because you're an idiot doesn't mean you don't make money. A lot of very wealthy idiots, if you know what I'm saying. Just ask them; they'll tell you that they're wealthy, but they won't say they're idiots. It's just as stupid. There's a lot of fear. You know, they've obviously gone far, far away from the roots of Christianity, where they have the life is the only life they live. They're atheistic and just dealing in the secular, and this is a sad state. But man, it's a beautiful state. I mean, my goodness. So I could drop freaking a dime in the ground, and a beautiful tomato would show up. My garden was the best garden I've ever had. Was in New Jersey. Anyway, so I loved it. I'll honestly, I loved it. I liked it. We had liberals again as neighbors, and some of them are pretty weird. We see on occasion we get together with people's houses, and there's some weird stuff. I was like, it's a little bit too weird for me, but anyway, it's great. So anyway, the issue, of course, is the property tax. So the property tax is through the roof, and when you're retired, that's a huge. You just can't afford that, man. So I've always said, don't worry so much about the income tax. It's the property tax that you got to be worried about, which was to make Alabama great, Tennessee great, Western Virginia great, because these places have very, very low property taxes, and their property taxes are based on the expense of their home, the value of the home. This is what makes New Jersey now much more attractive, because the houses in New Jersey, relative to PA, at least where I lived, were cheaper than what you could get in Pennsylvania because the property tax is so high. You see what I'm saying? So you can get a $400. We paid $405 for a house in Haddonfield. That was literally 2 cities over from Center City. So I mean, I just hop the train, walk to the train. Freaking 10 minutes, I'm in Center City. It takes 5 minutes to walk to Center City in Philadelphia. All right. Now, if I lived in Downingtown, we looked at Downingtown, paying about $480, I think is what we were looking at. A house up there in Downingtown, about $480 or something like that. And that train was a SEPTA, was freaking like an hour and 10 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? And the house was smaller. And the reason for that is because the property taxes were lower. But they weren't that much lower, man. I'm telling you right now. So with a big reduction in property taxes, you got to be 65, and I think you have to make less than $500,000 of income. And they're going to reduce your property taxes. I think my sister was saying like $7,500 a year, dude. It's crazy. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. And New Jersey, if you have less than $100,000 of AGI, their income tax is quite attractive. I'm very reasonable, without question. Now, do other things cost more in New Jersey? Electricity, yeah, 100%. I mean, you're not getting away from that, man. You're going to pay more to live in the Northeast, is all there is to it. But if you're living in the Northeast, you might not have to move to Delaware after all. If you're living in Pennsylvania, you might be able to look in New Jersey. You might get a cheaper house in New Jersey than you think, and which means your property tax will be lower than you think. The income tax is quite favorable in New Jersey as long as you keep your income below 100, and that's pretty much easy to do as long as you're not on a pension. I'm telling you, man. Will I move to New Jersey? No, because I just can't. I don't want to have to always be saying my firearms, which I have a few, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say my firearms got lost in a boating accident. But you don't have a boat. Yeah, I know. Then how'd your firearms get lost in a boating accident? But you don't have a boat. I know. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So how'd your firearms get? It's so. I want to live in a state that says they respect the Second Amendment. They respect your ability to own a firearm, and you don't have to worry about some clown governor saying, "Oh my goodness, you're the NRA." Now, I will say, we was an active member of the NRA there. There was an NRA contingent for sure in New Jersey. South Jersey is great. I would never move to North Jersey where my sister lives. They can all pound sand up there, including my sister, whom I love. But South Jersey is wonderful. I loved it, man. But again, the issue is this. My concern with Frank would be about electricity prices, about the grid, because they think they're going to get a grid on wind and solar that's it's so dumb. I got nothing for you. But if people can be dumb a lot longer than you can be sustainable, if that makes sense, and that's the scary thing. I mean, like John Maynard Keynes says, in the long run, we're all dead. Well, people can be dumb a whole lot longer than you can survive, and I'd rather not risk that. But if you live in New Jersey, there's hope for it. All right, love your thoughts. If you like the videos that I do and these things help you, you want to buy me a cup of coffee, it'll be in the Doobie Duke. And of course, as always, sign up for my email list. That's be the Doobie Duke as well. By the way, Murphy, your stupid governor, said that won't come full effect until 2026 because it's a big, complex law that they got to work on, unlike mandates of other things, which wasn't complex. Such a clown show. The whole political realm. Republicans and Democrats. Republicans are less, but it's such a freaking clown show. All right, God bless.